Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to start with the lecture that is called as your UDP or Universal Datagram Transport Protocol or User Datagram Protocol, right? So before starting this particular topic, I would like to tell you a few things. One thing that I would like to tell you regarding an IP. IP is a connection-less protocol. There are two concepts regarding protocols. ठीक है, एक हमारे पास होते हैं connection oriented protocol और दूसरे हमारे पास होते हैं connection less protocol. So when we are talking about IP is your connection less protocol. This is very interesting and definitely it is surprising also. You people are asking me that कि जी IP works on the network layer. ठीक है, ये चीज़ हमने डिस्कस की थी because you have gone through the subnetting and all these things and you are very much clear regarding that how the IP subnetting has been done, how the subnet addresses are being assigned to a particular subnet and how the subnet mask works and all these things, how to borrow the bits and all that. So the main concept of an IP is it always communicate between two networks. ठीक है जी, आपका डेटा राउट कैसे होगा, आई मीन हाउ योर डेटा इज बीइंग राउटेड बिटवीन टू राउटर्स, दैट इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ योर आईपी. ठीक है जी, फ्रॉम कंप्यूटर टू कंप्यूटर हाउ योर डेटा इज गोइंग टू बी राउटेड from one computer to another computer, that is the responsibility of an IP protocol. But as I have told you that it is a connection less IP protocol. So this is very much surprising that if it is a connection less protocol, how we get acknowledgement. तो उसका आंसर बड़ा सिंपल सा है. देयर आर डिफरेंट सर्विसेज which are actually running with an IP protocol. ठीक है, IP को सपोर्ट करने के लिए हमारे पास कुछ सर्विसेज रन कर रही होती हैं and these services are like ICMP, Internet Control Messaging Protocol. Like I think you people are very much familiar with the ping command. ठीक है जी, पिंग कमांड का आपको पता होगा. व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू पिंग एनी पर्टिकुलर कंप्यूटर ओवर अ नेटवर्क, you will be getting, if that computer is over the network, you will be getting 4 echo replies, ICMP echo replies. Now what does this ICMP echo replies means? ICMP echo replies actually is going to tell you that that particular computer over a network is accessible and you can access that particular computer and this computer is alive, right? So as IP is a connection-less protocol, ICMP is another supporting protocol which helps IP to demonstrate or to visualize that the things or the data that is being received at the receiver's end without any error, or the data is being received at the receiver's end and there must not be any problem. So the delivery notification is going to be issued by a supporting protocol that is known as your ICMP. ठीक है जी, तो अब ये जो चीज है कि आपका डेटा डिलीवर हुआ या नहीं हुआ, और इट इज एन एरर फ्री, देयर मस्ट नॉट बी एनी प्रॉब्लम, दिस वर्क इज गोइंग टू बी executed or this work is going to be performed by a protocol that is called as your ICMP protocol. तो ये चीज समझने की है यहाँ पे कि IP itself is a connectionless, it does not guarantee delivery, it does not send any message to the to the sender that whether the data has been received or not, but this is the responsibility of the other protocols like an ICMP protocol to ensure that your data has been received at the receiver's end, or there might not be any I mean to say that there must not be any issue inside the data and the data is free of errors or something like that, right? So this is how you are going to manage with an IP protocol and it's supporting ICMP protocol. ठीक है जी, तो ये चीज़ बड़ी क्लियर होनी चाहिए आप लोगों को. And secondly, we have gone through the packet format of an IP, कि जिसके अंदर आपके पास source IP होता है, destination IP होता है, you have the TTL field, you have the type field, and many other fields. A lot of our overhead is being included inside an IP in that particular frame or packet, right? But the most important thing that we have to consider when we are talking about an IP packet, is your source IP address and the destination IP address. These are the two addresses which are used to find which is the destination and which is the source. I mean, from where the data is coming and from where the data is going to be headed. I mean, where the data is going towards its destination, right? So this is very important, and you should be very much clear regarding these two concepts. I mean, if somebody asks you that IP is a connectionless protocol, so how IP is going to ensure the delivery? I mean, ये क्वेश्चन हो सकता है ना कि how it in going to ensure the delivery of a message. So IP itself do nothing, but your ICMP protocol is a supportive protocol or a supportive service which is running with an IP protocol, and it is going to ensure the delivery of different messages or different error messages during the IP communication, right? So this is a general idea that I would like to give you regarding, I mean to say that IP before starting the UDP protocol. So actually, you people know that. Do you know that? I mean, IP works on which layer? Anybody who is going to tell me that कि IP आपके पास
Network
कौन
layer,
सी?
sir.
Network layer. And at what layer your UDP and TCP works?
Transport layer.
At your transport layer, right? So your UDP, so these are called as your transport level protocol. अच्छा जी, अब एक चीज बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है अंडरस्टैंड करने की कि when we are talking about the transport layer protocol, I mean if we are talking about a TCP IP layer or TCP IP protocol suite, I mean I have told you that there are two protocol suite. One is an OSI model and the other one is your TCP IP model, and I have told you the difference also, why we are considering TCP IP model and why we are considering the OSI model. TCP IP model is more near towards your network concepts, right? And OSI is a generalized model, and I mean to say that the communication can be shown using a TCP IP model. Now the thing that is very much important, that IP is going to tell you IP address या IP protocol जो आपके पास होता है, this is just going to tell you that how the computers communicate. I mean, if something or some information is going to be initiated from one computer and it is going towards another computer, that is the responsibility of an IP प्रोटोकॉल और आईपी एड्रेस. ठीक है, आपका डेटा कौन से राउटर से राउट होगा, किस तरह से वो डेस्टिनेशन कंप्यूटर तक पहुंचेगा, दैट्स फाइन. This is what the connectivity between computer to computer. But when we are talking about application to application connectivity, I mean we know that in a computer you are browsing something, you are using browser, you are using your email messages, you are typing certain sort of information over your computer. I mean you are using certain sort of application level services inside your computer. So when there comes a concept of communication between application level services, then there comes the role of your transport layer protocol, that which are being called as your UDP and TCP. So this is very important concept to understand कि हमारे पास जो IP है, it always create a connection between computer to computer. I mean हमारे पास physical computer से एक दूसरे computer तक जो data route होना है by using certain sort of routers and switches, वो हमारा route होगा, किस तरह से पहुंचेगा, the IP only ensure that particular mechanism. ठीक है जी, कि आपका डेटा एक कंप्यूटर से दूसरे कंप्यूटर तक कैसे पहुंचेगा और उसका बेस्ट पाथ और शॉर्टेस्ट पाथ क्या होगा, दैट इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एन आईपी. बट व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एन एप्लीकेशन लेवल कम्युनिकेशन, ठीक है जी, अब हमने एक हॉटमेल की इंटरफेस के थ्रू हमने एक मैसेज करना है दूसरे यूजर को, that is where somewhere in USA. So when we are talking about an application level communication, or when you are actually working with an applications inside your computer, at that particular level your IP doesn't work or your IP protocol doesn't work. At that particular layer the protocols which works are called as your transport layer protocol. That is why they are being called as एंड टू एंड प्रोटोकॉल. वहां पे आपके पास एक एप्लीकेशन टू एप्लीकेशन जो कम्युनिकेशन हो रही है उसको रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए हमारे पास जो प्रोटोकॉल यूज होते हैं दे आर बीइंग कॉल्ड एज योर ट्रांसपोर्ट लेवल प्रोटोकॉल, in which we do have the two. The one is called as your UDP, another one is called as your TCP. Is that clear to all? ये कॉन्सेप्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है समझने का कि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आईपी आपके पास किस लेवल पे काम करती है और ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर प्रोटोकॉल्स जो आपके पास हैं वो कहाँ से स्टार्ट होते हैं और कैसे काम करना शुरू करते हैं. सो इज दैट क्लियर?
यस सर.
ओके. और आपको पता है ना कि आई मीन फ्रॉम दिस क्लास if I'm asking someone to give me to reply me back, so if he is not or she is not responding me back, he or she will not give I mean he will not be getting attendance. Make sure, ठीक है जी, because in the previous half of your semester most of you have the mic problem, but as you will be as you were sitting in the exam, there must not be any problem with the mic or something like that. So if today if I'm asking from Uzair or Muskan or Wakar if any question, if he or she is unable to reply me back, I will not mark him present. That must be sure, and that must be I mean that must be known to all of you, right? So that is the general concept that I have told you. Now we should have to start with the chapter number 24. Sorry, 34, not 24. UDP, that is called as Datagram Transport Services. Terminology, first of all, I would like to tell you that telling you the basic idea regarding an IP. IP provides computer to computer communication. I have told you, right? कि IP जो है वो आपके पास computer to communication provide करती है. Source and destination addresses are computers, right? I mean, your source address and destination address are the computers. Ultimately, your IP address has been assigned to an individual computer. So they used to send source and destination addresses called machine to machine. I mean, we can also call them कि IP communication जो होती है, that is also called as machine to machine communication. So the second concept is called as your transport level protocols, जो हम transport layer पे use करते हैं, ठीक है? I just want to remind you that we have an application layer. I'm talking about the TCP/IP model. Then you have the transport layer, then you have the internet or network layer, and finally you have the physical layer. तो हम application layer पे तो हमारे पास application presentation और session layers होती हैं, which are being combined and they are called as your application layer. When we come down, we have the ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर. अब ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर की जब हम बात करते हैं तो ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर का, अब आईपी का तो मैंने आप ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर के बाद हमारे पास जो लेयर आती है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज एन इंटरनेट लेयर वेयर योर आईपी वर्क्स, राइट? सो आईपी only works on your internet layer when we are talking about the TCP/IP protocol suite, and it used to have provide computer to computer communication. Source and destination IP addresses are there, so they are being assigned to the computers, and this communication is also called as machine to machine communication. Now comes to the next layer, that is called as your transport layer. अब transport layer के ऊपर हमारे पास क्या होता है कि provide application to application communication, right? आईपी लेयर के ऊपर या इंटरनेट लेयर के ऊपर हमारे पास जो कम्युनिकेशन हो रही होती है वो कंप्यूटर टू कंप्यूटर कम्युनिकेशन हम शो कर रहे होते हैं. बट व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर प्रोटोकॉल्स और ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर सर्विसेज, it means that application. Now you should be very much clear regarding an application. Application का मतलब ये है whatsoever the application services that you are being using on to your computers. आपके पास वेब ब्राउजर्स हो गए, आपके पास different sort of email services हो गई, all these comes under the category of your application level services, right? So this is what the application to application communication that is going to be managed by your transport layer protocols. Then you have the second point inside the transport protocols are need extended addressing mechanism to identify the application, right? Now in the transport layer protocol we don't require any sort of IP addressing, but we need some sort of port numbers, ठीक है? वो मैं आगे चल के आपको बताऊंगा कि how the port numbers are being assigned to an individual computer in order to communicate, not computer, to the particular application, right? So, and then you have, that is why it is being called as your end-to-end communication, right? So this is what the definition. Now we shall start with the UDP. Now in this lecture, in today's lecture, we shall be discussing only the UDP protocol, right? And then we shall go towards the TCP protocol also, right? So introduction, the UDP, the first of the transport protocol in TCP/IP protocol suite, right? This is the first protocol that we have to discuss in the transport layer protocol. UDP protocol allows application on computers to send and receive datagrams, right? We are also discussing that they are going to allow applications on the computer to send and receive datagrams, right? I mean, whatsoever the data that is being sent and received, that is what you can call it as a datagram, right? UDP packet formats, and then UDP use best effort delivery services. Now these are different services which are being used at the UDP protocol, at the transport layer protocol. So the need for a transport protocol, I mean, what is the need for the transport protocols? Internet protocol cannot distinguish between application program running on the same computers. Fields in the IP datagram header refer to computers, not applications. A protocol that allows an application program to serve as the endpoint of communication is known as a transport protocol or an end-to-end protocol. The same concept that I have given you in my previous discussion, that IP or internet protocol cannot distinguish between an application program and different type of application programs that are running onto the same computers. ठीक है जी, आईपी का ये काम नहीं होता. आईपी का काम जस्ट ये होता है, आपके डेटा को एक कंप्यूटर से उठाया, राउट किया और डेस्टिनेशन कंप्यूटर तक पहुंचा दिया. Now how this data, how this information is going to access the application level services, that is not the responsibility of an IP protocol. This is the responsibility of your transport layer protocols. Fields in the IP datagram header refer to the computers, not the applications. I mean, we know that. आपके पास IP datagram के अंदर कौन सी fields होती हैं? We know that we have the source IP, we have the destination IP, and IP always been assigned to a particular computer over a network, not a particular application. So that's why he's saying in the second point कि आपके पास fields in the IP datagram only refers to the computer, not to the particular applications. And the third point, what he's saying, a protocol that allows an application program to serve as the endpoint of communication is known as a transport protocol or an end-to-end protocol, right? So the user datagram protocol, the TCP/IP contains two transport protocols. We know that at the TCP/IP transport layer, we have two protocols. One is being called as your UDP, another one is called as your TCP. The UDP less complex and easier to understand. A UDP does not provide the type of services a typical application expects. We know that it is less complex, that's why it is best effort delivery. I mean, there is no any overhead inside the UDP protocol. Why it is not, there is no any overhead? Because there is no any, I mean, it is a connection less. It is not in connection oriented. That is why it has a less overhead. It is a less number of bits so that your data can be transmitted at a different levels, right? What are the characteristics of a UDP? One is called as your end-to-end delivery, right? Second is connectionless. Third one is message oriented. Fourth one is best effort delivery. Fifth one is arbitrary interactions. And last one is operating system independent. I mean, now all these are the characteristics of a UDP protocol, right? And we have to discuss each one one by one in our next coming slides, right? So the connectionless paradigm, connectionless means UDP does not need to pre-establish communication. I mean, there is no any concept of pre-established communication between sender and the receiver. आपके पास कोई भी एक prior communication channel create नहीं होता जब भी data transfer होना होता है between two nodes inside a UDP communication. There is no any the connection that is being created between UDP communication. No need to terminate the communication. When we will discuss the TCP, तो आप लोगों को idea हो जाएगा कि there is a three-way handshake before start of the communication. I mean, as soon as the communication is going to be started, before starting of the communication, there is a complete connection request has been sent from the sender to the receiver, and receiver is going to acknowledge that particular connection request, and once the both parties are agreed to communicate, then the data is starting to be transmitted. That is very important point to understand. I mean, this is what I'm telling you about regarding the TCP protocol, right? Until and unless there is no any prior connection between sender and receiver, the data cannot be transferred. Once the connection has been established, then your data is being transmitted through a TCP connection, and that is what you can call it as a connection oriented protocol. Once your data has been finished, sender has finished data from sender to the receiver, then what is going to be happen? First of all, your connection has to be de-established. आपका पहले connection खत्म होगा, and then your data is going to be stop sending from sender to the receiver. ठीक है जी? So this is how your work is going to be executed inside your TCP protocol, or how the things are going to be executed inside your TCP protocol. So anyways, I would be discussing regarding the UDP. So as we know that UDP is connectionless, there must not be any prior connection is going to be established between the two parties. UDP allows an application to delay long intervals between two messages. No control message, only data message, very low overhead. I mean, when the UDP is going to allow communicate between two senders and the receivers, I mean between sender and the receiver, there must not be any control information. There must not be any control messages or control information. And you are very much familiar with the control information. I mean the bits which are going to ensure the error detection, error mechanism like CRC, like type field, like TTL fields. These are the fields which are going to create an overhead or the control messages. These messages are not being included inside your UDP header fields. Only we have the data messages and very low overhead. I mean, there is an overhead in the UDP packet format, but it is very low overhead. And what is that? We shall be discussing, right? Second point is message-oriented interface. UDP offers application program a message-oriented interface, does not divide message into packets for transmission, does not combine message for delivery. Now see, this is very important thing to understand that inside, as we have discussed previously, when we are talking about an IP, your IP, when your data is being sent over a network, your data is going to be divided into a small chunks. And those particular small chunks, when received at the receiver's end, they are going to be re-encapsulated and form a final message. So, but that is not going to be happen when we are talking about a message, when we are talking about a UDP. Inside a UDP, your data is not going to be divided into a small packets. The whole message is going to be sent over the network and it is being received at the receiver's end. This is the specialty of your UDP communication. That's what he's saying, does not divide message into packets for transmission like the other IP protocols or something like that, but does not combine messages for delivery. I mean, definitely when they are not being divided, they must not be recombined at the receivers end also. So this is how your message oriented interfaces are, a message oriented concept is being implemented using UDP. Advantages, I mean, definitely there are certain advantages and disadvantages of a particular characteristic. So what is the advantage of message oriented interface? Application can depend upon protocol to preserve data boundaries. I mean, application has certain sort of boundaries and that data is being sent over a network and it can be received at the receiver's end at a very first instance. There must not be any data, I mean, on the way it might be lost, or there must be some error mechanism or something like that. That is an advantage of message oriented interface. But what might be the disadvantage? Each UDP message must fit into a single IP datagram, can result to an inefficient use of the underlying network. Now see, one thing I would like to tell you, that when you are talking about TCP IP protocol suite, we have an application layer, second is the transport layer, third one is the internet layer, and fourth one is the physical layer, if I'm not wrong, right? uh, when your data is being encapsulated from the transport layer to an internet layer, your whole UDP packet or UDP message is being encapsulated into an IP datagram. And when we are talking about an IP datagram, I mean over an internet layer you have an IP datagram. I mean I will be showing you the diagram in the next few slides. You will be more clear regarding that. IP datagram contains the source IP and destination IP and all these things. But as we know that IP is going to divide your data into a small packets, but this data is not being divided into a smaller packets. It is a complete message. So each UDP message must fit into a single IP datagram. So it is very important that a complete UDP message must have to be fit into a single IP datagram. If your IP datagram is smaller and your message is larger, it could be the possibility your data might be lost, right? So this is a big disadvantage in message oriented services interface, that your data is not being divided into a smaller packets. It is the whole message that might be transmitted at a single time, can result to a inefficient use of the bound underlying network. So this might be the possibility that the underlying network might not be that efficient, that might be in some other cases. So this is what the disadvantage of that particular scenario. Each UDP message must fit into a single, yeah, that's fine. So UDP communication semantics, a UDP uses IP for all delivery, same best effort delivery semantic as IP. I mean, to use UDP, an application must either to immune to the problem or programmer must take additional steps to detect and correct the problem. Like example, we have the audio transmission and online shopping application. Now see, one thing that I would like to tell you, that when we are talking about an audio transmission, some sort of UDP communication is going to be done. Okay, you can hear me, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, when we do not have any sort of, I mean to say that, acknowledgement from the receiver. So if something is going to be lost, there must not be any problem. So definitely your network has to select such type of communication which does not have any effect on the overall business, like an audio transmission. I mean, if the audio transmission is going to be done, it might be the possibility that if 2 or 3 packets are going to be lost during the communication, it may be retransmitted again. There must not be any problem. But when we are talking about an online shopping application, if any one of the information or if any one of the packet is going to be lost and the sender is unable to know regarding that particular lost data, it might be creating a problem. It could be the possibility you are inputting an information regarding I mean to say that credit card information that is not being received at the receiver's end. So ultimately your transaction would not be completed and you thought that your information has been sent from the sender to the receiver, but ultimately we know that UDP communication does not acknowledge from the receiver's end. So it might be the possibility that you have to send your information in such a way that like an audio transmissions are being sent through a UDP communication, and online shopping application or something like that must have to be transmitted through the TCP applications, right? So this is the scenario that you have to follow when you are doing a UDP type of communication, right? I have given you one example also, that let's suppose if you are sending some information in a browser, you are writing some website's name to browse or something like that. It could be the possibility that you might have something like कि आपने एक वेबसाइट का नाम लिखा कि जी www.gmail.com, right? As soon as you are going to press enter, that information would not be sent to the server, right? On the way it is being lost. So this might not be creating a problem. You would not be getting that particular page. Again, you have to send the same web page address and that web page address would be received by the receiver, and you would be receiving the login page against that particular request. So the thing is, such type of communication can be done by using the UDP communication, right, in which the acknowledgement is not necessary. But when you are talking about any sort of transaction, business transaction, or some sort of money transaction sort of thing, which are very important, I mean, for which you need some sort of acknowledgement, you must not have to use, but not you, but your network must not have to decide to send that sort of data through a UDP communication. It must have to use the TCP communication, in which the acknowledgement is necessary, I mean, in which the acknowledgement has been sent. So this is very much important, the difference between the TCP and UDP type of communication, in which scenario you have to use a TCP communication, and in which situation you have to use a UDP communication. So then we have arbitrary interaction. That is another characteristic of UDP communication. UDP follows 4 types of interaction. One is one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. I mean, this is how you are going to say that how the UDP is going to have a communication between multiple computers, multiple applications. I mean, there must be unique directional one-to-one also. I mean, within one application to one application, it could be the possibility that from one to many application, it could be the possibility at one end there is only one application is communicating, on the other hand you might have many applications who are receiving the same request. Then you have many to one. At one end you have the many applications, and at the other hand you have the only one application that is receiving that request, and then you have many to many. So these are the situations which are being used inside the UDP communication for arbitrary interaction, right? Then we have the support for unicast, multicast, and broadcast, right? UDP allows multicast, one-to-many interaction using multicast or a broadcast. Now see, then sender use a broadcast address as a destination address to interact with many applications, especially useful for Ethernet networks. Now see, we know that in a multicast and a broadcast, we do have a certain sort of IP addresses, right? So in the source and destination IP address, when we are going to say that if you want to send a multicast UDP message, you have to put a multicast IP address inside the destination field of your header. ठीक है, तो वो UDP मैसेज जो होगा that would be delivered to a particular set of users, that is what you can call it as a multicast user. And if you want to send a broadcast information regarding that particular UDP frame format or UDP message, you have to put all ones or 255.255.255.255 inside the frame in the destination header or destination field, and that information will be sent to all the recipients which are being connected over the network. So this is how you are going to manage your multicast and broadcast information over the in this particular scenario, right? Endpoint identification with protocol port numbers. How should UDP identify an application as an endpoint? Mechanism cannot be the same as of the operating system. No common mechanism exists. Multiple identifiers, protocol identifier, job names, and task identifiers. Now see, I have told you that when we are talking about transport layer protocol services, जिसमें हमारे पास TCP and UDP both are included, they actually work on the virtual port numbers. One are being called as your physical port number, the other one is called as your virtual port numbers. So UDP allows communicate between the two applications, and they are going to assign a particular port numbers. On the basis of these particular port numbers, your applications are going to be communicated, As I have told you that for HTTP, there is a particular port number, that is 80. ठीक है जी, if you want to block your HTTP request or HTTP data inside your network, आपने 80 port number को block कर देना है, ठीक है? As soon as you are going to block the 80 port number, that particular traffic would not come inside your network or inside your computer. So this is how you are going to block certain sort of port numbers. So this is going to be done at the transport layer. आपकी transport layer है, this is responsible for all type of communication using certain type of port numbers. अब port numbers thousands में होते हैं. I mean, we don't actually remember कि what type of port numbers are being assigned to what type of application or something like that. हमारे पास HTTP services हैं, ARP, reverse ARP. There are many services which are being running at the same time to a different computers. So how the certain there are certain port numbers which are associated with each service. So you can discuss. You can see the list of those particular port numbers, and then you can communicate by using those particular port numbers, right? So this is another characteristic. UDP defined a set of identifiers called protocol ports, as I have told you, independent of the underlying operating system. They are not, interacting, or they do not have any sort of connection with an operating system. Each computer using UDP provides a mapping between the protocol port numbers and the program identifiers of its operating system, right? So endpoint identification with protocol port numbers to address. The address and protocol port specifies of an application, defines the type of communication. To engage in a one-to-one communication, the application specifies the local port number, remote IP address, and the remote port numbers, right? Same discussion, and then you have the summary. ठीक है जी, तो summary में हमारे पास क्या है? The need for an end-to-end protocols, user datagram protocols, characteristics of UDP, then connection-less paradigms, message-oriented interface, UDP communication semantics, arbitrary interaction, support for multicast and broadcast, and then we have the endpoint identification using port numbers. So this is all regarding the UDP. Still, there are one or two topics which are remaining. We have to cover in our next slides regarding the UDP, and then we shall start learning regarding the TCP protocols. TCP protocol in the same layer. In the transport layer, there are two protocols that I have told you. One is UDP, that is connectionless, and the other one is TCP, which is connection oriented. Now, how it is connection oriented, how it works, and all these things we have to discuss in our next lecture.